All right, guys. So I wanted to do this quick video. I want to really share some marketing and promotional secrets to artists and musicians. At the end of this short video, I'm going to tell you my top three rules that most artists should learn. As you guys know, I have a coaching program called High Level Creators. We have a 98% success rate with artists. We basically show them, how to grow their streams, how to grow their fan base, and make a full-time living from their music. Most of the artists and musicians that's in my program, 98% of them are making between 5 to 6 figures from their music with the coaching of me and the coaches underneath me. So it's a really dope program because most artists, they have no problem like recording music. They have no problem actually finding beats and just creating songs, right, creating records. But that's only 50% of the battle, and most artists, they suffer from the other 50%, which is marketing and promoting and getting their music heard, which is the main thing that's going to take your career to the next level. So let's get into this mini presentation that I put together for you. Like, most artists, they practice ego activities and not income activities. Like, most artists, when I meet them, they're always talking about how many followers they got. They're always on TikTok trying to do things to get more followers. They're always trying to do things to get more streams. But that only helps your ego. That doesn't help your income. I hope you understand what I'm saying. That most artists want to actually, they don't focus on the money. They don't focus on actually making a living from your music. Instead, most artists are always stuck in phase one, where they're looking for acceptance for other people. Like, hey, does my music sound good? Hey, do you like this? They're always looking for a pat on the back. They're always looking for a pat on the head, and it makes no sense. They're always looking for an ego booster, right? See, a lot of times, most artists, they are always posting 1 to 3 times a day on Instagram. Then they go over to TikTok and they start doing these little reels and these stupid challenges, acting like little kids dancing around, hoping that you're going to click the link in the bio. But it never happens. Most artists I meet, a lot of them have a good following, but yet they still live in the basement, or they're not living a good life because followers don't turn into dollars. Right? A lot of artists rather get their video played than to actually get paid. So you want to step away from ego activities and start stepping into doing income activities. Now, let me ask you a question. Did you know that you have been a part of a million and billion dollar funnel for over 15 years? Now, the reason why I pose this question is because most artists are always asking me now, like, yo, I see your ads everywhere. I see you actually coaching artists, teaching them how to actually build their fan funnel. But is it going to work for me? What's this fan funnel shit? And how does it work? And so I always pose this question. Did you know that you've been a part of million and billion dollar funnels for over 15 years? Let me explain that. For the past 15 years or and more, you've been pulling out your credit card and your debit card, and you've been buying products from billion dollar and million dollar companies. And as soon as you actually buy a product from them, all of a sudden, every single day, you get an email from them of them trying to sell you more different products, right or wrong. You guys can't even go to the grocery store and get a loaf of bread and milk without them asking you to email if you want them to email the receipt. So and guess what? When you press yes, what happens? You're a part of their funnel. And then all of a sudden you start getting an email every single day with receipts. So why wouldn't funnels work for you when it's been working on you? They've been using funnels on you the whole time. If you guys pause this video and if you check your email right now, I guarantee you, companies that you've already bought shit from, they're trying to sell you more shit. So here's my question. If it's worked for them, then wouldn't it work for you? Right? This whole time, funnels have been working on you. I want to show you how to make them work for you. I hope you understand what I'm saying. There's no real money in music anymore. And this is one thing that I want artists to understand. If in the past 7 years, or let's say 7 years, if you decided to become an artist in the past 7 years, you are too late. You've missed the train, right? Like back in the day, you could make money up front from music because you could sell a record, or you could sell like a CD or a cassette tape, right? You could sell that for, let's say, 13 bucks. And then you could actually pocket $9 in profit. But see, technology ruined that. Now everything turned into a stream, right? And so because of that, you have to now learn how to actually make money on the back end and not the front end. There's no more money in the front end of music. People still think we're living in the 70s, 80s, and 90s, or even the early 2000s with like ringtones and stuff like that. Technology has ruined your ability to make money from your music. And I could really prove it. You guys, pause this video right now and Google it for yourself. I have it up for you. How much does one Spotify stream make you? You only get paid at best 0.005 cent. That's half of a half of a half of a half of a penny. So look at this bottom part. It says that I circle. How many streams do you need to make $1,000 on Spotify? So, and you guys could Google this as well to show you I'm not bullshitting you and I'm not making this up. Look at this. Google it. How many streams? How many streams do you need in order to make $1,000? Look at this. You need between 300 to 350,000 streams just to make $1,000. Now let's break that down real quick. How much does it cost for you to get 350,000 streams? How many TikTok posts do you have to do to get 300,000 streams? How much sweat equity do you have to do just to get 300,000 streams? You'll be better off just flipping burgers at McDonald's for 8 hours a day, because at least you'll walk away with a decent paycheck. The amount of sweat equity or money you have to actually spend just to get 350,000 streams is not even worth it. And think about this. If you didn't make the beat to those songs that they're streaming, then by law, you have to give 50% of that to the producer. So out of that most artists don't make their beat. So out of that $1,000 that you're making, you only really took back $500. Think about this. And so I wanted to break this math down because people don't really understand. Most unsigned artists are focused on followers and streams. And I'm a platinum producer. I have over 30 Billboard hits and a Grammy nomination. I'm qualified to actually tell you this. Most major artists and platinum artists, which are my friends, focus on shows and merch. Most unsigned artists who haven't made it yet focus on ego, which is follower streams and plays. Think about that real quick. We could really just do some basic math. If 300,000 streams pays you $1,000, let's put it like this. If you collected 300,000 of those fans' email addresses and sold them a product for $1, you would make six figures. Let me say that again. 300,000 streams only pays you $1,000. That's 300,000 people. That's literally, let's look at it that way. 300,000 people press play on your music one time. You get paid $1,000. You get 300 of your fans' email addresses and sell them something for $1, then you can make six figures. You see what I'm saying? Like Spotify, they don't give you all the data. So you don't get your fans' email addresses. You don't get their phone number. You don't even get their name. All they're going to tell you is, oh, you got 60% of your music is playing in Australia or Atlanta. And then you get happy about that. But what are you so happy about? They're not only are they screwing you over, but they won't even give you a direct connection to your fans. Think about that. So the average artist, when I look at how much Spotify and all these streaming platforms pay, I'm like, you might as well just go to China and work at a sweatshop making iPhones, right? You might as well just go to the prison system and start making license plates because they're getting paid more than you. Think about that real quick. You got to do the basic math, and that's why I wanted to break this down. Major artists, again, don't make money from streams. They make money from shows and merch. And let's really go into that. Let's dive into that real quick. Let me ask you a question. Did Jay-Z become rich? Did Jay-Z become a billionaire because of his raps? Or did he get rich and become a billionaire because for the past 20 years, he's been selling products like Rockaware and champagne and 20 other things to people who like his raps? Did he become a billionaire from his raps, or did he become a billionaire from selling products to people who like his raps? Did Rihanna just hit a billion from her music, from singing, or did she hit $1 billion because she created a product called Fenty and sold it to people who like her singing? Do you get what I'm saying? Your music is only a free commercial. There's no money in your music. There's money in selling shows and products to people who like your music. Does this make sense? That's why platinum artists focus on merch and shows. That's why you see Kanye West always having shoes and just different things out there. The money ain't in him making beats. The money isn't in him rapping. The money is in him creating shoes and clothes to people who like his beats and raps. Right? So you have to become a businessman and a businesswoman who just so happens to know how to make music. Rihanna's a businesswoman that just so happens to know how to make music. Jay-Z's a businessman that just so happens to know how to make music. Because people that only know how to make music are the people that's getting screwed over and are broke. You want to be a businessman and a businesswoman first. You see, you guys are doing it backwards. You keep going to the studio all day and recording and buying beats and uploading on YouTube and stuff. I'm like, you're doing it backwards. You need to learn the music business first. That way, when you go back to actually making music, anything you touch will turn into gold because you know what you're doing. You understand the marketing and business strategies, right? And so that's what makes my program at High Level Creators so powerful because this is what I teach you. Old strategies, it won't open new doors. Old strategies never open new doors. Let me ask you guys a question because I'm really trying to really break this down so I can beat it in your head because a lot of artists don't understand this. And I get it. I hate artists that walk around saying all I know is how to make music because who needs the devil if you're going to curse yourself that hard? Because in order to make it in music, you need to know more than music. So you should never walk around just cursing yourself, hypnotizing yourself for failure, saying, "Oh, all I know is how to make music." Everybody who says that literally gets screwed over or literally never makes it in music because it takes more than music. It takes strategies, right? So now you may be watching this and saying, "Oh, well, I have a strategy." And that's the second problem. The artists that I meet that have a strategy are old strategies that don't even work anymore. They're outdated. And I don't understand why people don't update their marketing and strategies and their promotional music strategies. Like, think about this real quick. Look at the cell phone that you're on right now. And let me ask you a sarcastic question that still has value, but it's sarcastic. Do you have an old cell phone right now? Or do you have an updated new iPhone or Android in your pocket, or you're probably watching this on, right? Is your cell phone updated? Or are you still talking to a cell on a cell phone or using a cell phone from 20 years ago? My sarcastic question, right? Let me ask you another question. The TV that you watch, are you watching the TV that's old and round with antennas? Or do you have a smart TV? Do you have a plasma or a flat screen TV? Just a simple question. If you look around in your living room or wherever, every time you watch a TV, every time you decide to turn on Hulu and Netflix and Disney Plus and all these other things that are taking away from your music and entertaining you and keeping you dumb, are you watching it on a round TV with antennas? Or are you watching it on the flat screen? The reason why I ask you that is simple. Why haven't you updated the way you promote your music, the way you updated your cell phone, the way you updated your TV? The things that actually bring you the least amount of value, you have no problem actually updating it and getting the newest version. The one thing that literally could change your life, which is your music career, you're back in fucking 2003 when it comes to promoting it. Oh, shoot, I'm gonna throw some flyers out and pass some CDs. Oh, I'm gonna just do this and I'm gonna organically try to do this. It's like, hold on. You don't even have a cell phone back from 5 years ago. You won't even let your cell phone be backdated from 2 years ago. Yet when it comes to the main thing that literally will take your career to the next level, you watching this, you're literally the 1% of the world that God actually gave a blessing and a gift to of actually being able to do music. Most people don't know how to rap. Most people don't know how to sing. Most people don't know how to do music. And you have that special gift, yet you won't actually update the way you market and promote it, the way you do the things that bring you no value and waste your time. You're dumb. Do you really actually want this? Or are you just playing with it? Right? Do you really want this? Or are you playing with it? Because most artists I meet, yeah, they got talent. Yeah, they doing a little something, but they ain't hungry because they will update the way they market and promote it. They will update their music. They will update everything about their music business the same way they go wait in line to go update their cell phone. Think about that real quick. Most people will walk around with like iPhone earbuds because they don't want to look stupid with the old school like cassette player headphones. Yet They don't think they look stupid when they're on uh passing out flyers and CDs and doing these things with QR codes, and people are looking like, yo, what the fuck are we in 1996? Like, post your shit online, run an ad or something, right? To me, you look crazy. That's how artists hate updating. The one thing that they say they love, they hate updating it. And the one thing that keeps them broke, dumb, and depressed is the main thing they'll update. Crazy. Think about that real quick. Rewind this video. So let's get to the three golden rules will help artists, help you succeed as an artist. These three gold rules are very important. Drink my green juice before I get on it. Going in too hard. Gotta drink the green juice, everybody. Health before wealth, right? Health is wealth. All right, so let's get to it. The three golden rules that'll help you succeed as an artist. Rule number one, never pay a man to do a robot's job. Most artists are always in this mindset where they're looking for a man. I need a manager. I wish this man would come sign me. I wish this man would actually promote my music. I wish this man would come market my music. This is why I say artists and strippers both have the same mindset because both of them are always waiting for another man to come in and save them because they don't believe they can save themselves. They're always looking for another man to come do the work because they don't want to, they're too weak to do it. Always being dependent, but they'll walk around and with pride saying, "Oh, I'm independent," but then secretly down inside, they're dependent and a slave and have a slave mindset because they're always looking for a man to come save them because they're weak minded. They're talented artists who have weak minds. Never pay a man to do a robot's job. Let's get to that. Why would you actually get a manager, a music marketer, or somebody who actually, a man that can actually help promote your music? Why the fuck would you even do that when we are living in a modern day and age where we no longer actually need humans to get our music seen and heard? Right? A man needs 8 hours of sleep. All right. A man has flaws. Man has vices. Why not just use a YouTube ad robot or a Facebook ad robot or a TikTok ad robot? That ad robot will actually work for you for 24 hours a day and have your music all around the world. YouTube, let's say a YouTube ad robot will do more for you in 24 hours than if you hired 24 men. Do you get what I'm saying? If you got a TikTok ad robot or a Facebook ad robot to work for you, think about that. It works for you. It's cheaper than man. Man overprices you. Your Facebook ad robot is cheaper. It works 24 hours. It don't got no baby mamas. It ain't gonna take no weed and Hennessy break. It's just gonna work for you. So these rules that I'm giving you, I want you to, it's time to update yourself. It's time to update your mentality the same way you updated that damn cell phone, the same way you updated that TV. Now you need to update the one thing that's going to make you rich and successful and be the biggest artist in the world, which is how you market and promote your music. So update rule number one, never pay a man to do a robot's job. You guys remember that. And I coined that and I made that up too. So if you ever hear somebody say that, it came from me. Rule number two, promote downward, not upward. Promote downward, not upward. Okay, let me explain this because I know it doesn't make sense to you. Take a green juice break real quick. Okay, doctors have came out with this new disease, or I guess we could call it a disease, but it's called Text neck. You can look it up. Text neck. So apparently, everybody's walking downward. I'm sorry, they're walking all the time, looking down at their phone to the point where they're having neck issues below their neck and they're having spinal issues. They're self-inflicting it because everybody walks looking down. They don't no longer walk looking up. Welcome to the modern new world. People walk looking down. Now, here's a question. What are they looking down? Their cell phone. Okay, let's dig deeper. What on their cell phone are they looking at? Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, or TikTok, usually, right? So the question is, if you want to actually blow up and be the biggest thing on the internet and have your music around everywhere, where everybody's singing it, where everybody's chanting it, and start getting book shows and just blow up out of here, You simply need to take over everybody's cell phone. The rule is to follow people's eyeballs. The problem is when I see artists promote, they promote word. You see, back in the day, you would get like you would get you would get a billboard, right? Because people walked around looking up, not down. So you needed to promote upward. You'll get a digital billboard in Times Square. You'll pay some random man with a plane to ride around with a little flag with your, brand or logo on it, right? You'll get somebody with a blimp that actually put their logo and fly everywhere. Everybody was promoting upward because people were walking around looking up. Problem is, most artists are still trying to promote upward when we live in a modern world where people are looking down, so you should promote downward. Everybody's looking down at their phone. So all of your marketing should actually go downward on people's phone, not upward. When I meet artists, oh, I got this billboard, upward. Oh, I'm posting this flyer, upward. Oh, I'm passing this out, upward. No, promote downward, not upward. I hope that made sense. Most artists I meet when they do have a budget, 5,000, 10,000, 20,000, they waste it and don't get any results from it because they're promoting like we're in 2002. You know what I'm saying? Nobody looks up no more. People look down. They look down at their cell phone, and they're on four major social media platforms, which means you should run ads on all four of those platforms. That way, your music is being seen and heard, and and now you're the biggest artist in the world without even leaving the house because you worked smart, not hard. Make sense? This is why I'm a great coach. Now you see why most of my students have not 98% of them actually are making 5 to 6 figures from their music. Now you see why 98% of my students are actually doing well because I keep them ahead of the game. You might be watching this. I have a lot of students. You might be watching this and your music might sound better than theirs. Who gives a shit if they actually know how to outmarket you? Who gives a damn about your talent if nobody's ever going to hear it? I'd rather take a trash artist with a great strategy than to actually take an artist who has a God-given voice who doesn't have a strategy, because the artist with the God-given voice is never going to get seen and heard. The best, the most talented artists I've ever seen are undiscovered. They're the best kept secret. They're local and they never make it out their zip code. You know why? Because they don't have any business behind their talent. Think about that. I'm giving y'all a lot of jewels. So the final rule number 3, stop making music until you learn how to start making money from your music. Let me repeat that. Stop making music until you learn how to start making money from your music. Most artists, they keep going to the fucking studio all the time to the point where they're a studio junkie and it's sick. You know why? Because you think that you're doing something great because you're actually creating great music, when really you're just in a trap that's making you get older and older and older while you're never amounting to anything and you're seeing no success because you decided to become a slave to your talent. And this is why the number one reason I feel that most artists don't make it. I'm in the studio. Yeah, bro, I'm in the studio. I'm working. I meet so many artists. I got over 200 songs recorded. Yeah, and now look, and you're in your 40s. Or like, think about that. That you only did 50% of the battle. What type of person just what type of person is in high school in 12th grade and they never passed that grade and they're bragging, yo, I'm doing this, I'm in this, I'm in 12th grade, it's like you've been in 12th grade for 10 years of your life. College is actually getting marketing and promoting it and getting it out there. So a lot of artists I meet, I'm like, you're stuck in one grade, you're stuck in one level. You just keep making music. My guy, my girl, that's only 50% of the battle. You've only been doing 50% of the battle for 20 years of your life, 10 years of your life. You're wasting your life and you're never getting anywhere because you won't actually graduate to the next level so you can actually make it. Does that make sense? So what I teach my students when they come in my program is don't make another fucking song until you actually learn the marketing and strategies. Because once you actually learn the promotion, marketing, and strategies and how to set up your funnels, how to set the ads up, now when you go back to music, everything you touch will turn into gold because you understand the proven marketing and step-by-step principles. You see what I'm saying? You got to actually learn the other 50% of the battle. Let's think about this. I'm a platinum producer, right? I've worked with everybody from Jay-Z to Rick Ross and whatever. I know so many people who have way better beats than me. I have family members, uh, um, nephews who are way younger and and make way better beats than me. I have friends who make way better beats than me. Who gives a fucking shit if they don't have a strategy? They're just gonna never just gonna walk around with a bunch of pride when they're broke. Ooh, I make better beats than KE. Yeah, but you don't got no placements because you don't have a strategy. How are you gonna market your beats? That's what I'm trying to tell you as an artist. Why are you in the studio working over and over and over and oh, I'm getting better at music, I'm getting better at rapping, I'm getting better at singing. Who gives a shit if the trash artists that are on Spotify have a better strategy than you? Who gives a fuck? Right? Like you have to actually eventually put the microphone down, go into the studio because what it's not about what you do in the booth, it's about what you do outside of the booth. If you don't have any marketing and promotional strategies or if you haven't updated the way you actually put your music out, then who gives a shit how great you are in the booth? I meet artists all the time walking around with pride. Ooh, man, I don't need no pen and no pad. I just freestyle it. Well, guess what? This trash artist who uses a pen and a pad actually has the best strategy. And look, he's on Spotify. He's #1 while you're bragging about how great your music is and how you can freestyle it bar from bar. While you're sitting here listening to this trash artist on Spotify saying, oh, I could sing better than her. I could sing better than him. I could rap better than him. Who gives a shit? Because they're the one who won. Because they did clearly they did a great business strategy. Clearly they did something to get them there. But what are you doing in the studio all the time, wasting your time, getting older and older, and not getting any results? You're the 1% of the world that literally has a talent, and you're just gonna fuck off with it and just keep recording, but you're never gonna learn how to actually. You what do you think? You're gonna get discovered? Those days are over. What do you think that you're just gonna keep recording music and then one day somebody's gonna discover you? Or do you have the slave stripper mentality where you're waiting on another man to save you because you don't actually want to save yourself? Nobody's coming to save you. You could just like you know how many people I meet that's 50, 60. I've been recording for 30 years. That don't mean shit to me. All you telling me is you've been walking around the desert lost for 30 years and you never made it to the promised land because you've been using your brain in order to actually market and promote yourself instead of actually learning the proper ways to get your music seen and heard on a bigger scale so you can actually have more time to enjoy the fruits of your labors and the spoils of actually making it as an artist. The artists that literally never make it are the artists that are always in the studio. So it's not about your talent, it's about the strategy behind the talent. Think about that. Rewatch this video because this was a short video, but it was extremely powerful. I'm sorry. I had a brain fart right there. It's extremely powerful because nobody on YouTube is going to tell you this. You've never heard any of this information on YouTube. You know why? Because the fake gurus on YouTube who are actually teaching you about music have never made it in music. The people that are selling you festival PDFs and contact PDFs and little courses and TikTok courses on how to blow up in the music industry, they've never blew up in the industry. Why do you think they're teaching you? They're failed artists trying to show you how to actually be great artists. Does that make any logical sense to you? Because if they made it, they wouldn't be trying to actually teach you. They'll be just living their life, living their dream. But they're failed artists that are teaching you how to become great artists in the music industry. Again, I have over 30 Billboard hits and a Grammy nomination. All these people that keep popping up trying to sell you little $47, $97 things, I've never even heard of them. They've never blown. I've taken 6 of your favorite artists that are literally household names, and I've brought them from zero to hero. When I see all these people trying to tell you how they're going to make it, I see no results on what they did for an artist. I don't know any platinum artist that they took underneath their wing and made them platinum. And then I don't even know who they're not even known in the music industry. Stop making emotional investments and start making logical investments. Stop doing that. So rewatch this video and learn this. Now I'm gonna put a link below and where you can just book a call with me and my team. We just opened it back up. We're accepting a limited amount of students. So if you want me to coach you, if you want me and my team to really show you how to 50x your streams, how to get thousands of new fans, Not remember, there's a difference between a fan and somebody who follows you. If you want to learn how to get thousands of new fans per day and make a full-time living, 5 to 6 figures from your music, just like my students, all you have to do is click the link below, book a call with me and my team. We have a process. We don't allow everybody in. Fill out the 22 question application, watch the training video. If you're accepted, you're going to enjoy this program. It's at a very global and elite program, but I also limit the amount of people that could get in because I like to build one-on-one relationships with each and every one of my students. And I try to keep it small, try to keep it lean. I don't want everybody in because everybody doesn't actually deserve it. One thing I learned from Harriet Tubman is some people don't want to make it. Some people deserve to be slaves. Everybody can't go. Right. So I'm not trying to save every artist because every artist doesn't want to be saved. Some artists do just want to be industry slaves that are bought and paid for and owned. Right. You guys look at them as platinum artists. I don't call them platinum artists. I call them rich slaves. Right. So a lot of artists just want to be rich slaves, be told when to sing, when to dance, what producers they can and can't work with. Right. But if you're an artist that actually wants freedom, you want to get the platinum results, but you don't want to sell your soul for it. You don't want these fucked up 360 deals. If you actually want the truth, if you actually want to actually learn and be coached by somebody who's taken some of your favorite artists from zero to hero, taking some of your favorite artists that were no name, produced for them, and then help come up with these marketing and strategies that actually made them household names, that made them multimillionaires. Click the link below. I look forward to actually hopefully coaching you if you actually get past our process because, like I said, we keep it very exclusive. But we're opening it back up for a limited amount of time for a couple of days. I'm looking for 10 great artists who are hungry, 10 great artists who are coachable, 10 great artists who want to learn. And if that's you, click the link below. And I look forward to seeing you in that coaching program at High Level Creators.